Well, howdy, partners, and welcome back to Liveplay number 5. We're continuing our playthrough on the old prairie here on our single-player server. And had some things come up on our online play. Speaking of which, you can definitely check that out at twitch.tv/captain_archer when we do our online play. Usually stream Outlaws at least 3 or 4 times a week. But we are building a fort there, and one of the things that is required of the fort is a lot of rope and thus plant fiber. So you can run around grabbing it. There's a lot of spots that we've seen for it, like, well, down here. But one of the other ways we can go about it is actually doing some farming. And since I haven't really touched farming at all, I thought this would be a good excuse to jump in, try it out, and see what it's all about. We got a couple of guys that are playing with us that are really into the farming aspect of things, but I hadn't really ever touched it before. So one of the first things we're going to need is a hoe, and you can craft this on the metal bench. Not too expensive, but basically this will give you all the things that you need to start making the garden bed, the farm plot, chicken coop, yeah, all this kind of stuff. We'll see how far we can get on in today's episode. But also we're going to look at some fishing as well. The fishing can be really good, especially since the compost is really important for growing your garden. And having fishing available, well, here, let me show. So we've got the fishing net here. We're just going to go ahead and create that. You can also get a fishing rod, which you make on the wood bench, and we'll take a look at that. But the cool thing about that is, while the rod actively fishes, the nets will just always be running as long as either A, your server's up, or B, if it's on persistent, it'll just keep catching things. So I put one of these out here yesterday. That's kind of what they look like. We'll put another one here because more is definitely better in this regard. So we'll pop that in the stream. But basically, it just kind of sits there, and it'll start getting fish in the traps. Let's check our net from yesterday. Yeah, we got a good amount of fish there, so we'll just go ahead and start collecting that. The good thing about the online persistent server is while these things stay up, it doesn't sound like a good thing, but it's actually really good because they'll start spoiling if they stay too long in the net. And we kind of want that because the fish turns into fertilizer really quick. Just kind of does its own thing. But you can build a composting bin on the woodworking bench as well. And basically this is what it's at. And you can throw, so I've got some fish that I'd gotten in there earlier. They're going to spoil and start turning into this compost item. We'll need that a bit later. But since this is only online while my game is running, the time dilation isn't going to be so great for showing, but we're going to get some of the concepts down, and I might transition over to the online server to show what some of the other folks have done with their farms. But all right, let's get right to it. I did mention earlier that the need for the plant matter and whatnot to build forts up is really important, but there's also another reason. If you're playing up, so we had started up a mountain town up, well, in the mountains here, and there isn't a lot of vegetation just running around there. So plant fiber became kind of the rare commodity. We had to ride down out of the mountains to go get it. So Grace had set up, she's one of the people that plays with us, a farm up there. And you would think the snowy climbs might be kind of bad for farming, but actually it doesn't seem to affect it too much right now. That I do want to pass along. I actually started recording this video yesterday, and I had to stop because I could not figure out. So I was trying to get the garden beds and whatnot. Like, here, let me show you the scarecrow. So I will click on that. Nothing happens. What the hell? Why? Let's try that again. Scarecrow. What? What the hell? Yeah. So it turns out if you don't have all the resources required, it won't give you like the red outline or anything like that. It just does nothing. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. One of the other, Tom Griss, who also has a YouTube channel and plays this, pointed out that, oh, it's a bug. You got to have everything in inventory. So like we see the garden bed here. Boom. Okay, now we can place that. So let's go ahead and set up some spots here. So I'm kind of figuring this out as we go. So we'll be learning together today. So we've got the garden bed there. Let's try one of these farm plots. You can see it uses quite a bit of the plant fiber. So 50 stone, 100 plant fiber, so it's not very cheap to get going. You do need to spend a little time, and that's kind of what I was doing before I started recording, was running around grabbing some more plant fiber. But it does get pretty dear, so we've got a couple of plots there to go play with, get the basics down. We've got our composting bin, that's going well. We're also going to need a bucket and access to water, so hopefully you either have a well or a stream nearby like I do. Because what we're going to do now is go take a look over here. So, okay, I can already tell what the difference is. Farming plot, we've got 4 spots there for growing things. Looks like you can have mixed crops. So we've got the thimbleberry seeds, which is actually what I'm interested in right now, because thimbleberry gives, I believe, the most plant fiber for what we're doing. We can get specialist or specialty crops going with if we want cotton, or we can actually go and turn corn into whiskey, or those kind of things if we want to do distillery type items. Let's go ahead and pop our fertilizer in there. Okay, cool. And then watering, we just kind of left mouse button, and it's kind of a funny animation. But we see the water levels there, and we can go back now, and we see that hey, growth's occurring. This is going pretty fast already. We'll go ahead and water this area. We don't have enough fertilizer for this one, but what I saw earlier was it didn't really make that big of a difference. Let's go ahead and put, oh yeah, let's grow some hemp. And we'll do a couple hemp, we'll do a couple cotton. And don't forget, this is something we'll probably check in on later, is the general store will sell different types of seeds. So if you want to have fruit trees or different vegetables, that's where you want to go to get those seeds. Might be able to find them out in the wild, but probably just be easier to go buy them if possible. Let's see, what I'm going to put in here. Let's put some blackberry. Yeah. But that's basically it. We're going to go ahead and let them, well, let's water this as well. So we watered 3 times. I'm curious how much of the bucket got used. Okay, about half or so. Not too bad. I threw a couple of plots down here just before I started recording. Oh, we can see we've already got growth on one of them. So that's pretty cool. Water level stays up pretty well. That, wow, that cotton plant's going to be ready to harvest here soon. So even if you are playing single player, the growing does go pretty quick. So that's nice to know. Let's throw some blackberries. And let's get some more thimbleberries, because I do want to be harvesting as much as I can for that plant matter, the plant fibers for ropes. Yeah, so I've got a character on the online that is a cavalry officer. I basically re-rolled a character, different storyline, and so he's trying to establish a fort now out here in the prairie territories. And I did not realize how much. I figured it'd be a lot of wood and nails and stuff. I did not understand how much rope would be required. Let's go see how our nets are doing. Okay, so we've already gotten 2 fish in like the 5 to 10 minutes it's been since we put it down. So that's pretty good. Let's do a little manual fishing, because that's a thing you can do as well. And of course, fish isn't just for composting. You can go throw it on a cooker or a campfire to get some, you know, victuals out of it. Put that on our hotbar, and I hope you were good at that, that horse game, because you're going to be playing a lot of it if you're going to do some fishing. But just equip left mouse button to cast. Okay, found out what was going on. Apparently it's very particular about where you're standing. So I've just got my toesies dipped in the water there. And just play this mini game. And it turns out the fishing's always good. Well, hot damn. We got a fish. Look, a fish. You can do this as much to kind of supplement. This is good, especially if you're playing just solo. so you don't have to wait for your nets. Although having them just rolling passively, if you really want to get some fishing done, you can do this. I guess if you really want to practice, you know, catching horses, you could do that too. You can see little schools of fish over there. That's kind of cool. Ooh, that was close. But yeah, that's basically all there is to it. So you can go do some fishing. I'm hoping they're going to add some variety to it and little fishing games or something like that, or chance to find rare ones, that kind of thing. It'd be interesting, but different ways to survive for sure. Let's go ahead and check our nets again. Oh boy. We're going to go throw that straight in the compost. Because I'm doing pretty good on food already anyways. One thing I did want to pass along, and this is another one from when I was trying to play yesterday. I noticed I needed some iron to make tools for the hoe and whatnot, and so I could, you know, go do some hoeing around. But anyways, we went down in the mine, and I did a full run. Spent probably about half an hour doing it. Solo runs in the mines take a little bit of time, but so I went and I threw it in the smoker here, made my hoe. Or not the smoker, the smelter, and had all my gold and iron and silver that I had queued up in the brick smelter, and it was going to take 15-20 minutes. I came over, made the hoe, put down that first plot, and I would try to put down the plot, but again I ran into that thing where it wasn't showing, nothing was happening, and I didn't understand it was because I didn't have resources. So I relogged, started the server back up. Came back in, and still wasn't working, so I was like, okay, whatever. Went back to the smelter, and all of the items I had queued up just disappeared. So be aware of that. If you were playing single player, do not leave items queued up. It had the gold bars that had finished in the hopper, basically, but everything else just kind of poofed. And I was like, oh, well, there was half an hour worth of work down the drain. But just be aware, yeah. But we're just going to check on our plants now, so it's been not too long, really, and we're already seeing, growth popping up here. I like the tidiness of the little garden plot. It seems very appropriate if you've got a very civilized town kind of growing up. You're like, oh, this will be my little garden plot. I will make tomatoes for myself. And then you've got the bigger farm plots. It's pretty good. I like it. But let's take a look at some of the other things that we can be doing. So we're probably going to have to go gather some resources for this. I did have some planks. So we can do sheeps and cows. We got the scarecrow. Don't know if it actually does anything. It's a nice prop piece, though. Pig pen, chicken coop. So let's see if we can... Well, that's 40 planks for that. I know I don't have that ready to go. I'm going to have to go get some more planks. Oh, a lot of planks needed on these. So we're going to get as much planks together as we can. So I'm going to go spend some time chopping some wood, getting some planks made up, and then we'll meet back here and see how our crops are doing. Alright, so spent a little time going and harvesting some wood, and it reminded me of something that you guys might want to do. So previously when we were building up Bodge City and on our original play, we were setting up in a desert area, so there wasn't a whole lot of trees, and the trees that were there were really stunted, so you didn't get a lot of wood out of them. Basically what we had done is, because it was kind of a trip to get up to these kind of green lands from there, we found a big forested area, lots of trees, popped a little cabin with like 6 sawmills in the middle of it, and that's literally all that was in there, and a bed just in case you needed to respawn. But because it takes so long to make these planks, it was just good to have a whole battery of going. So you see like 200 planks being made here almost, and it's going to be over 16 minutes, so it's going to take a minute. And because that's all real time, we can go do other stuff in the meantime, but we got to wait for that to get done. But just an idea, if you've got the real estate, and it's not really like the table saws are all that expensive to make, a little bit of leather, some wood. It's probably a pretty good investment for your time. But we're going to wait for that to get done, and let's go check on the crops. Woo, yeah, it's only been like a couple of minutes. And yeah, we're doing pretty good here. Water level's holding out, so water level lasts a long time. Well, growth is done. Here we go. So let's harvest some plants. that easy, I guess. Okay. Okay, that's cool. And basically it starts regrowing. You can, I guess, remove the plants to set new seeds there if you want to. But that was pretty easy. And you can see we're getting 10 cotton per plant there for the cotton plants, and then some extra seeds. So that's nice, you get some seeds. So if you start out, I'm assuming, we're going to go take a look here in a minute to peep on somebody else's farming plot. But if you get some of the general store seeds, I'm sure you can probably wait for them to grow, and slowly grow seeds that way instead of paying the money for them. And come on over here. Okay, that's still going. So that's taking a little bit longer. Check our little plots up here. Oh, it's good to own land. Okay, these are still going. They didn't have fertilizer or anything, so that could be the big difference in the growth there. So I noticed here that, and this might bear some more testing, but this first plot we had used fertilizer on, and look, the seeds had stayed in place. This next one we didn't, and it actually pulled the plants out completely, so that might be one of the differences. So we'll reseed this one and try it again. And we'll throw something else, sure. Well, yeah, that's fine. And we'll see how that goes while we're still waiting for our planks to get done. And because I noticed on the small garden plot up here that it had the same situation, and then this wasn't done growing, so we'll probably check this one next, see if without fertilizer it actually respawns the seeds or not. But still, as long as you're using a bit of fertilizer, let's go see if any more of the composting has gotten done in the meantime. Not yet, so it does take a little bit. I think you could probably throw spoiled food. And again, because this is single player, the real-time nature of it can kind of kick our butts. It doesn't seem like a lot of my food is spoiling, though, right now. I'd be chucking that in there to aid the process. Anyways, let's wait for the planks, and then we'll pick it up again. Well, we got enough to get a couple of items done here, so let's go ahead. I want to see about putting a chicken coop in. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty slick. Where do we want our bok chickens going? Let's put them behind the house here. Good chicken. There we go. Hey, there we go. Little chickens clucking around. Yeah, that's easy. And I'm going to assume they spawn some eggs or something for us here. Pretty cool. Now I am curious. Yeah, there it is. We got feathers and we got raw meat off of it. Not too bad. Now we'll see if they respawn, I guess. I might have to make a new chicken coop. We'll see. Well, I guess that's one of the easy ways to get feathers for the game. Not that I know there's a whole lot of use for feathers, but hey, if you need feathers, chicken coops. There you go. Let's see. What else do we want to add in? I think we got enough to do another piece right now while we wait for the rest of the planks to get done. Undo sheep. We can do pigs. Yeah, let's do a pig pen over here. Kind of sprawling out in this little valley. Oh, piggies. I hear you. Oh, yeah, there's one right there. Very cool. I'm assuming when their resource bar fills up, that they'll have more pigs spawn in. I believe that's how it works. We'll go see if the resource bar is filling up on this chicken coop. Well, no. We've got a little bit different. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. How much planks do I have left? 14. That might be enough for something. Let me see. Cows are going to need 80 planks. Sheeps are going to need 80 planks. So, no, we're going to have to wait a little bit. Okay, so I let the server run for about 15-20 minutes and just kind of walked away. But the majority of the planks we needed were done, so let's go ahead and pop out. Let's get these this cow pen up here going. Ooh, it's a big one. Well, I guess cows are bigger, so that makes sense. Let's see if we can slide it in here next to the... Is that log really causing the issues there? Alright, cows. Yep, that was. Alright. Come on. Wait, what's it doing? Oh boy. Well, there we go. We got cows there. Not the prettiest spot, but hey, it's a farm. Things get messy here, I guess. Can we... No, we can't. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're just kind of playing around, seeing what it does. So, let's see if anything's happened with... Oh, we got 2 piggies. 2 piggies. Cool. So, I'm assuming that's one of those things where we go over here and we say, all right, piggy, you've had a good life. I showed you Babe the movie. Now you... die! Oh boy, this is... Well, at least he's not running and squealing. This is horrifying. And then got 7 rawhide, 6 meat. Yeah, that's a pretty good source of rawhide right there. All right, so we got the cow. I'm assuming it's going to be about the same thing. Yeah, we see the resource bar ticking up there. It's going actually pretty quick. Is there anything else to do with the building? No, not really. So it's going to be another one of these. Let's see what happens in real time here. Resource bar full. Boom. Osmosis cow. Go. Cell division. Go. Oh, main hand must be empty to milk the cow. Oh, okay. I got 5 milks. All right. Very nice. Okay. So we got some milk there. Hey, used to make butter. Ah, okay, because there is a butter churner item. Oh, we're going to have to play around with that, too. Ooh, look at all this stuff. There's just so much going on in this game that you can kind of forget, like, all the little doodads that, you know, it's more than just running around and shooting people in the face, although that's a huge part of it. A lot of fun, too, but let's check the chicken coop. I see the chickens. Oh, chickens haven't respawned, but the eggs are being laid here, so we can take those. Oh, did you hear a chicken? Thought I heard a chicken there for a second. Delicious chicken egg to satisfy some hunger and gain some health. Oh, okay. Spoil percentage. Can I offer you an egg in these troubling times? No chickens respawn yet. I'll probably let the server run a little bit more. Updates to follow, but otherwise we got plants to harvest, so harvest plant. Yep, so this was not fertilized, so it pulled it right out of the ground. Okay, that's good to know. See what's going on over here. Harvest, 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 harvest. Huh, okay, but they stayed in, and I did not have fertilizer in there, so that's interesting. I wonder if it's a percentage chance. That could be whether you get to save the crop or not, or maybe it's just the farm plots that'll stay like that. Although I swear, yeah, it pulled them out there. I wonder if I was hitting the wrong button or something. Harvest, 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 harvest. Yeah, there's no real fertilizer there. And those are still growing. And harvest again. That's a lot of blackberries. Delightful. But don't forget, I mentioned that you can grow corn for whiskey, but also you can make rum via the still if you have set up your beehive. So that can... I don't think I've harvested this in a while, so we might have a fair amount in there. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, 47 honey, 22 wax. Yeah, the honey can get distilled down to rum, and it doesn't do anything. It gives you a little intoxication. You start swerving around. It's kind of fun. It's good roleplay stuff. But we'll go ahead and throw that on the horsey too, because horses love honey. I don't know if you know that. I didn't know that. Okay, that's the last of our planks. But that's okay. We got pigs, we got cows. Let's see if we can go pop down dem sheep now. Oh, dem sheep. Oh, it's another big one. Okay. Have a little hemisphere. Oh, look at sheepies. And okay, we got to go make us some shears. Right on. I like how they follow those kind of logical tracks. Oh, you got sheep? Guess what? You can get wool. It's not just about the meat and the hide and all that. Let's see if we can make some shears real quick. Oh, there they are. Oh, we're hungry too. Gives a few more seconds to get that. We'll get those equipped. Kind of curious how quickly they spoil, because this actually might be good to compost if they spoil quicker than other things. Let's take that. I am curious since we're right here. Let's take a look. Where's the butter churner? Where's that butter churner? Oh, there it is. What do we need? 20 planks? Ooh, okay. I need 3 more. It means I might need to do a little bit of harvesting. I'm curious, since we're doing this, what the butter churner and the milk thing will be like. That should be a lot of fun. But let's get those shears in. Wait. Did I just... Okay. Do not attack them with the shears. Didn't really do anything, but you saw the little blood spray there. So just hit E to use them, and that's really all it takes, I guess. But, okay. And I believe these things will just keep spawning as time goes on. Hopefully we'll get those chickens back. I'm really curious about that now, if I should have left one alive or something, or maybe the eggs hatch eventually, and she'll let some eggs in there. Oh well, we could always rebuild it if we need to. Which we don't really need to, but I'm going to take a second, go get some more wood. Come along there, Chauncey. And see if we can build that butter churner. So I went ahead and jumped on over to our online, our private server that we've been playing multiplayer with some folks, so I could head on over to the Bodge Flats Farmers Market and show you guys some of the seeds that are available. Fortuitously, I actually ran into Donna as well, and she's been kind of one of our big farmers, and I got a lot of good answers out of her that we can kind of fill in the gaps from what we've seen today. So specifically, the plants that come out of the ground versus will stay present is the difference of if you've got a fruit tree or a berry bush. You know, you can pick the berries, pick the fruit, and the plant stays put. But if you got things like, well, let's see, we got like, well, where is it? The potatoes. So apparently the potatoes completely come out of the ground when you're done, so you'll need to replant them. So the things like the fruit trees and whatnot, you will get seeds, and you can actually keep getting additional trees and planting them. Otherwise, if they're just kind of the one and done variety, like radishes or something, you can see it's $5 a seed to buy from these guys. So it's not the cheapest thing in the world. But if it's one of those plants that tends to stick around, then you can grab that. They had coffee beans too, with grinders and all that, and you can get a little buff for that. I need to start doing that actually. But this is kind of thing. So we got apples. Another thing that I learned too is these apple trees that you grow. If you find apples in the wild, they'll do a bit of a health restoration on you. If you grow them, you don't get the same thing. It's a little bit unfortunate, but they'll probably fix that at some point. Blackberries, black tea, all these things. There's so many different things to grow. Hoping the hops means we'll be able to brew beer or something in the future. That'd be fun. Yeah, there's the corn. Carrot, Indian corn, cool. Then you got like your citrus trees, things like that. But yeah, $5 a pop, and it's not the cheapest thing ever. But it is available. And this is, again, this is the general store clerk. They just had him kind of tending the farmer's market. They didn't do the full setup for him with the storefront and all that. But that is available if you happen to be able to save up the money to get him or have access to him on an online store. You can diversify your crops and, yeah, enjoy the fruits of your labor. So one thing I just noticed, you guys might have seen when I was harvesting, was apparently you sometimes get compost items back from claiming, because I don't remember pulling anything. We pulled out one stack from the beginning, and I was just looking through my inventory and saw more compost items, so we're gonna toss those in there. Well, I didn't want to do all 6, but screw it, let it go. But that's interesting. Also, be cool to see, we got a storm heading our way. If it actually starts raining over here, I wonder if it's actually gonna top off the water levels for the crops, because that could be really interesting, especially if you've got a perpetual, you know, setup. If you have an online server that's just going to be running the entire time, give you a little bit of flexibility on, you know, whether you have to log in every day to water your crops or whatnot. But we went ahead, we got the wood we needed to finish up the butter churn, turned it into planks there. Let's go ahead and get that baby. Oh yeah, get ready to churn some butter. We're doing it. Wonder how tough it would be modified to make ice cream. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm gonna toss that in the old compost bin too. Ooh, that lightning. All right. I made a butter churn before, just for kind of a kitchen prop item on a previous build. So I know it's pretty big. Yeah, look at the size of that guy. Absolute unit. Let's go and pop that back around the corner here. Okay, got that done. Let's pop those. We got butter in there. Oh, craft all. We get 2 butters out of this. Woo! Go, butters, go! A delicious topping. Delightful. Well, we got us some butter. There it is. Doesn't seem like it spoils either, so that's pretty good. I'm going to have to do some research, see if there's actually recipes that we can do for some of the more advanced, like the burner stove and whatnot. Actually, let's go to the metal bench real quick. I keep finding more things to do. That's one of the things about this game, is you chase down one kind of lead or rabbit hole, and it opens up a whole bunch of others. And you're just like, oh. I guess that's what I'm like. Let's see, there it is. Well, we can throw it on a flat top stove. 15 seconds, might as well, since we're here anyways. But yeah, if you guys have had any experience with the farming, obviously we just kind of scratched the surface here, putting down the set pieces, the farm plots and whatnot. If you guys have been doing that and have any tips or advice, please do leave a comment below. I'm always curious to hear what other people's play experiences are with this game, because there's everybody's got something different they like to do. Those are almost done. Oh yeah, that fertilizer makes a big difference. Holy cow, look at them go. Growing before your eyes, like bamboo shoots. All right, let's go get that stove, and then those should be done. I also wanted to check the fiber, the plant fiber levels that we were actually pulling from those, because I was checking my inventory after we'd harvested a few crops, and most of these were actually from running around, so I don't know that we're getting all that much plant fiber from them after all. So I wanted to see what the actual count was, since I was kind of not paying the best attention. Guess I could go back and watch the video, but hey, we're doing it live. All right. There we go. I love how that pipe pops through the roof there. So good. All right, so, well, I don't know. I got some meat. I can get some buttered steaks. Sure, why not? And we have some... Oh, we had some coal in here somewhere. Well, we got some wood. Here we go. Ignite. Well, okay, it's just making that. We'll have to see if there's some recipes out there. If you guys have any recipes, you know, hey, let me know. But okay, let's go back and check that plot, because that should be about done by now, because it was going really fast. Okay, so we see that we've got 260 of the fiber. Let us harvest. Nope, okay. So... let me go ahead and validate my own premise about, hey, get some plant fibers by, you know, growing the farm. Oh, no. Well, that's disappointing. I was really hoping that was going to help with my fort build, but it looks like you just get... Well, I guess that could be a good thing, too, if you're just looking for the food for some reason, the food items. But I was really hoping for the plant fiber. I guess that's the difference between, like, pulling the entire... Oh, I wonder now. Let's try removing. No, that just pulls that out. Let's see if there's a finished one that we can remove. Yeah, here we go. Nope, doesn't do it. I was hoping that maybe if you did the full remove, it'd pull the plant fibers out too. But it doesn't look like it's set up for that. So, okay, we learned a lot today. Oh, good, we got more cows there too. We got more sheep spawning. We got some more piggies coming back in. Oh, it's so bountiful here on the farm. No turkeys. Well, no chickens yet. Wonder how long they're going to take, if even. I got more eggs already, though, so that goes pretty quick. But cool. All right, well, that is kind of our first dipping the toes in farming and a little bit of fishing down there. I am curious now how much fish we actually got in the nets and if they were... Oh, wow. Yeah, so that fills up really quick. That was, I think, maybe an hour worth there that we did. Plus me running around not recording a bit. Oh, yeah, these are all filled up. So we could leave them in there to keep spoiling, but I'm just going to go chuck them all in the compost bin. And, yeah, use that to keep growing the farm. Gonna have to find a better solution for plant fiber. If you guys have any tips on that, other than just running around and chopping up thimbleberry bushes, please do let me know. Yeah, throw those guys in there. Yeah, more of those little poop clusters or whatever they are. Cool. But, all right, guys, thanks so much. That'll wrap it up for this time. Don't forget, you can catch me on Twitter, on Twitch, all those things, all the links below. Hopefully we'll see you again real soon. Have a great one.